Hey everyone, Amy Campbell, Fran, Duffy back again with the Eagle Eye in the Sky as the Eagles are on the road again this week at the LA Rams, one of the most dynamic offenses in the NFL, and Fran, one of the most big play offenses, especially on the ground in the NFL. So we're taking a look at some of the things they do on the ground specifically, make you look one way, head the other way, and this is a big play from Todd Gurley, one of the best backs in the league right here.
Yeah, like you mentioned, they lead the NFL with 11 carries of 20-plus yards, which is a crazy number. And I think when you look at this run game, really it comes down to two things that are the staples. First, you have the outside zone run with Todd Gurley. That's the staple. But then they also like to use jet sweep action in the backfield. That's something you and I have talked about over the course of the season. We're going to see both of them here on this play. This is early in the game against Denver, and let's just worry about the outside zone action. So ignore what you see here from the wide receiver, Robert Woods. We're going to ignore that for now. But really with the outside zone, what you're trying to do is stretch the defense because the entire offensive line is all going to open up at a very wide step and expand, get everybody flowing from sideline to sideline. If you're doing that defensively, that's a win for the offense because what's the goal? You're trying to gain yards vertically. So really this is an outside look where you're going to have everybody try and stretch towards the sideline, and Todd Gurley is going to open up initially to the sideline, but he's looking to find that crease, get downhill, and try and make a play down the field. And that's exactly what you're going to see on this play. There's going to be some movement from the linebackers, but watch, you're going to get all of that movement. Everybody almost turning perpendicular to the line of scrimmage, trying to look towards the sideline, get everybody flowing, and you're going to see that crease open up here very quickly for Todd Gurley. Sticks his foot in the ground, gets downhill. Look at all that space. Now, one of the things that helps makes this play go is the use of the jet sweep. And you're going to see Robert Woods come in motion just before the snap from left to right. And just watch how this impacts those linebackers because they're initially over towards the offense's left, but then they shift just before the snap. Those guys are out of commission. You've got a safety that was over here. He's gone. That defender's gone. This defensive end's worried about the jet sweep and the potential rollout. Everything is all occupied on that backside, and that creates no pursuit really from the defense on this big run here for Todd Gurley.
Yeah, and Todd Gurley coming downhill with a head of steam, not something you want to see if you're the opposing defense. And here's Gurley again with another great play for the Rams.
Yeah, this is a play really, if you're going to look at this run game, I would say 80% of the time they're going to run outside zone. That's their staple. But they will work in a lot of different downhill runs, trying to get Gurley getting straight downhill against a defense. And one of the best ways to do that are with traps and whams. And we've talked about that in the past with the Eagles. It's one of their go-to schemes, right? So a trap play is when you're going to take an offensive lineman and have him come across the formation and block a defensive tackle. Not the guy that's right in front of him, but go across the center and block the guy that's on the other side. Now, a wham play is the same idea. You're going to block one of those defensive tackles, except you're going to do it with a tight end. Sometimes you'll do it with a fullback, but you're going to come and you're going to block that defensive tackle with a tight end. So what the Eagles did last year, one of their staple runs, was a trap wham play where both were prevalent. You're going to see that here on this play. The right guard is going to come get the nose tackle, and the tight end is going to block the three technique. And what that does is it allows those offensive linemen that are right in front of those guys to now release up to the next level. And now you've got offensive linemen getting up into space to block linebackers, and that's really what makes one of these runs so pretty, is when it's all blocked up really nice. Look at all the space. You've got an alley here, you've got an alley here, a lot of room here. You've got another alley. Obviously, this is going to be downhill, and Todd Gurley is going to go right through this B gap and make this play in a downhill run game. Again, this goes for over 15 yards. Really well-designed play that the Eagles used a lot last year in the Super Bowl run.
Well, and we can't confirm or deny whether they stole this play from the Eagles, but they probably stole this play. Here's a trick play that the Eagles have done, and now we're seeing the Rams do it as well.
Yeah, we've seen the Rams do this where they're going to bring the receiver, Robert Woods, into tight formation here and line him up behind the tackle. The Eagles have done this a lot with Nelson Agholor this year, but one time they did it last year in the playoffs against Atlanta. You saw Nelson Agholor take this handoff and run up the middle after a fake on the toss here to Jay Ajayi. Well,
and we broke that down on Eagle Eye in the Sky.
We did, about after that Week 1 game against Atlanta. Well, the Rams have run this a couple of times this year, and I guarantee you they stole this from that playoff game because this is exactly what the Eagles did against the Falcons, and it goes for over 10 yards. So ultimately, when you look at this LA Rams offense and you look at that run game, everything starts on the ground with Gurley. They get all the play action. They run play action more than anybody. Jared Goff likes lining up under center, and they'll go play action. So it starts with Gurley. Outside zone, more downhill runs. and some trickeration there as well.
Gosh, another stellar running back for the Eagles' run defense to face. A run defense that used to be one of the most stellar in the league, and they've kind of hit a few bumps in the road, so a very tough test. It's going to be a really good matchup out there in LA. And of course, as always, we have you covered for all of our content leading up to it on PhiladelphiaEagles.com.